good challenge, though. Can the room talk about good things they enjoyed in otherwise bad movies? And I'm looking directly at Mikey and me.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I have.
Give me any movie and I'll tell you the best thing about it.
Okay, but is there a movie that is widely regarded to be bad? Twilight Part 3B or whatever, 4B.
Yeah.
And then what is good about that? It's got so many hands raised.
I got so many thoughts.
Okay,
For
Eric.
Twilight 3 specifically?
Oh, sure.
Or cause I've liked things that people have hated forever. I to this day like the director's cut of Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. I think there's a lot of things to like in that movie. The CG is not one of them.
Right. Okay.
I think that's what Deep Dive taught us to do, because we'd have anyone send horrible movies, and there was only one thing we ever refused to interact with, and that was what's that movie called? Sallow. Someone sent me the 120 Days of Sodom as a Deep Dive movie, and I was like, no,
Yikes.
no, we can't. I can't show my friends this.
I don't mean to interrupt this. If I could jump in. Do
Yes.
we know how much that raised?
Oh, right,
yeah.
yes.
I didn't get that.
Our giveaway raised.
Oh.
Oh, no, not again.
Well, it's getting worse.
This is too chaotic. I love it.
It
That
is
giveaway
perfect.
raised $5,836.38.
Yay! Great job.
That's awesome.
Good
Thank
job,
you so
team.
much, everyone.
I'm sending it back.
Yep.
Solo
That's
isn't
what
even a movie
happens.
you can describe.
That is 100% what happened. That
Beautiful paper.
That's not engineering passive-aggressive throwing paper airplanes at us. That's Dan and Tim.
I'll
opened up
answer that one in chat. Something nice about Neverending Story 3. Jack Black is incredible in that movie.
Yes.
And
Oh.
it's terrible. It's a never-ending story movie shot in a mall for some reason. Jack Black is great.
Nice.
It's a young Jack Black in it, I assume.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very. It's like pre-Jack Black. Jack Black.
Wow. Before, when he was James Black.
Yeah, he's like
Jack
a
Black.
mall teen. He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm Jakey Jake. It's rough.
All right. I can think of a good thing about a bad movie. Showgirls is a bad movie, but also a movie that has spawned so much public imagination, and many people have gotten pleasure out of it. So I think that's a nice thing about Showgirls, is that people have had a lot to say about it.
You could not say that everyone in that movie is not giving you 100 out of 10 performance in every scene.
Everyone's working really hard, and I appreciate the effort they put in.
I think the mistake Hollywood made was not backing up a dump truck of Oscars to Gina Gershon's house for every movie. Just, here we go, Gina Gershon. We missed it. Sorry.
All right.
Oh, gee.
Erica, you had some movie takes, bad movies that you loved nonetheless.
I have a continual, deep, and abiding love for the Star Wars prequels. I think they're way better than people give them credit
Can
for.
I ask you a question? I agree with that, but
Yes.
also, can I ask how old you are?
I am 36.
Oh, I was asking because there's this line where people that experienced the prequels as children
Yeah.
versus those of us that were like.
I was literally 12. I think I went to the Phantom Menace for my actual 12th birthday.
Oh, nice.
Mine was 16, but yeah, I saw Phantom Menace 3 times in the theater, and I loved it 5 years later.
I think it has very clunky writing, but
It's George Lucas.
it's George Lucas, but the story that he is trying to tell and not doing a great job of doing is really good.
Yeah.
I watched it. I think it was last year. My friend and I watched all 3 movies as a marathon in one night,
Yeah.
and those 3 movies as a block, as one continuous story, I think are the 3 Star Wars movies that actually have the best through line.
I don't know if I can back up that statement, but yeah, I mean, I think all 9 movies are a thing, and
Yeah.
rejecting them is silly.
I didn't.
Don't watch Star Wars.
I didn't see the 9th movie. I just didn't bother.
Yeah.
I was busy. I was like, I could surely read a
It was
Wikipedia
a
plot
weird
summary.
time. That was like right before COVID, so if you missed it,
Yeah.
you missed it.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what the last movie I saw before COVID was? Went and saw Cats in the theater
I think that was a lot of people's
with like
last movie.
Corey, Ian, and Nelson.
Mine was Rise of Skywalker with
Yeah.
Tara.
Ah, nice.
I do not remember.
Yeah, I
My
saw
last
like
movie
Knives
was-
Out and Rise of Skywalker pretty close together, and I was
Oh.
like, wow, one of these movies is really good.
Yeah. And the other one was pretty expensive.
Bad movies that I love everything about the Super Mario Brothers movie from the 90s.
The John Leguizamo
I
one?
also do. I thought you were going to say the new CG one, and I was going to have to fight you. Leguizamo for life.
It's so fun, it's so imaginative, and just happy to be weird, and like the animatronics on the Goombas and the cool costuming and the cool weird 90s over the top campus setting. It's just
Well, it's
great.
also like so specifically a thing because you have like, especially in the 90s, you have Italian directors coming over to America and doing these big tentpole pictures without really knowing. It's basically Troll 2 again. But like no understanding of New York, really no understanding of the video game, and they just kind of made this ridiculous thing about fungus, I guess. Dennis Hopper rules.
Yes. Look at it. It looks like
This-
almost like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy type
yeah,
stuff.
the
Yeah.
Goombas. The scene where they all dance in the elevator is all-time classic
Oh,
cinema.
so good.
Dennis
It's a-
Hopper, who famously appeared as the spoken word segment on Fire Coming Out of a Monkey's Head on Demon Days by Gorillaz,
Yes.
which I know because that is my daughter's favorite album. She's got good taste.
Extremely good taste.
I asked her because we were waiting in the movie theater because we were going to a birthday party and they were playing Taylor Swift. And so I was like, oh, it's Taylor Swift. And Penelope mentioned to me, she's like, a lot of the girls at school like Taylor Swift. And I was like, oh, would you like to listen to some? I can make that happen. Like, we have music. I can expose you to any music you're interested in. She looked at me and said, no. And I went, yes. But only
Like,
on the
boy
inside.
genius, please.
Only on the inside. She definitely seems to like more guitar oriented music, more like rock and roll kind of music. I haven't pushed anything on her, but you know, if she ever asks, I have suggestions.
Two Live Crew, let's go.
Pump up the jam, pump it up.
Does Penelope watch Desert Bus at all, or is she banned from watching it? Or
No,
is
she's definitely gonna watch some. I don't know if she's watching Desert Bus right now. She's actually hanging out with Emily and Eric and their children. So
I'd rather not know if my head's gonna get or if my butt's gonna get hit with a bucket on somebody's
oh,
head.
she'd
I
find
don't
it
need
so
to-
funny though.
That's great. I don't need it. I don't need to know
All right.
that.
I don't know.
I know your child.
Yeah, she'll bring it up again.
Yeah,
She'll remind you of it.
yeah,
A
yeah.
lot.
And I'm good knowing the kid's not watching that. That's cool with me.
I don't know. She,
That's
I,
look. It's not about her. It's about
if
me.
we do if we do it,
There's no children out there,
if we
as
do
far
it
as I
towards
know.
the end of the shift, she's going to be in transit coming here. So
Great.
'cause Graham and I got to
As
trade.
long as we can time
Because
it.
he's on
Yeah.
night watch and I'm on Alpha Flight, so basically he has to show up with Penelope, then I have to come and take her home.
And then we're
So-
going to
And then-
Olive Garden.
Yeah, unlimited breadstick. I'm not actually being serious. I
No.
want to be very clear.
Oh, then you'd be okay with Penelope knowing your butt got hit
yeah,
with a
it's
bucket?
fine. Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
totally fine.
I mean, we can time it out to whatever time you'd like to be hit in the butt with a bucket, though.
Any time is a good time for that, really.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Chat. So tomorrow we're gonna have this. We're gonna have the ass bucket challenge.
We'll put it in the calendar.
I mean, that's why we have our stand-up meetings and all of that.
So for me, it would be any part of Raul Julia's performance in the Street Fighter movie.
Absolutely incredible.
That's so good.
Any part of it. Any part of it.
For me, it was Tuesday, baby.
Yeah. For me, it was Tuesday. The way that he just chews every freaking line in that movie.
As
oh
is
There,
correct.
my
there, are,
God.
there are a lot of good performances in that movie and a
Yeah.
lot of really questionable
Uh-huh.
ones.
Yeah.
Very, very
I
good.
was always let down because like Chun-Li rules in that movie. It's really like Guile, Ken, and Ryu that are like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Vega gave it everything.
Vega gave
You
it
can't
100%.
tell.
Yeah.
Well, Vega and Raul understood what they were being given.
Right.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Raul Julia, I heard this is something that somebody told me that they asked Angelica Houston. I think Jordan, or my coworker, she told me this. That they asked Angelica Houston to come back for Wednesday as Morticia, and she said no. She's like, Raul and I were, Gomez and Morticia, and I don't want to disrespect his memory by not doing it with Raul Julia, and I thought that was so beautiful because they were like the perfect couple.
Yeah.
I like how like they're just so horny for each other. They just are so in love after all those years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Come on to
wholesome.
me.
It is very hard. It is hard to walk the comedy line. Like part of the reason why it's funny is because they love each other so much.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
angle rarely seen.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
And it's so tough to pull off to not go too far with it, to like
Yeah.
keep it in that comedy range instead of that creepy range.
Yeah.
How did they nail a sequel? Like, you made a TV show from the 50s into a movie, Barry Sonnenfeld.
Yep.
And nailed it. And then you made another one with the Thanksgiving
Yep.
song in it, the single greatest song in any movie ever.
So what we're saying is Addams Family 2, Family Values, is an underrated classic, and everybody should go watch it.
I thoroughly.
I don't think it's
enjoyed
that underrated. I think
that's-
everyone will agree Adam's Family
it.
Values
It's great.
rules.
Good.
Did you watch Wednesday?
How's he feeling it?
Okay, that's fair.
So I will describe my review of Wednesday by describing another show. I had a podcast about Riverdale for a while. I was a big
Oh, okay.
Riverdale fan.
Yep.
But Jughead not being Ace
Mm.
Right.
killed me. Like we only had the one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So what does that have to do with Wednesday? Sorry.
That you're sexualizing a character that isn't the thing you're making. So putting Wednesday in a love triangle is like not just bad, it's offensive. I think Jenny Ortega was pretty public about, and they're like, season 2, we're not going to do that. Wednesday's not a love triangle kid. I'm sorry.
No, she has
Wrong.
better things to do
You
than
missed.
care about any of those dudes.
Yeah, like do a spell. What is this?
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was good. I'm saying that central
I-
part of it. I didn't.
I get it.
I thought all the
I'm
casting was
okay
good.
liking things that other people don't like. It's cool.
I'm excited for season 2. We
Me
watched
too.
all of it.
I-
That's the love triangle thing specifically just hit me in that Jughead way where I was like,
You know what Adam's Family thing disappointed me? The musical.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah.
I just Andy was like,
Yeah.
I haven't watched the full thing, and I shouldn't comment if I haven't seen the whole thing. But the bits I've seen, I was like, it's fine.
I mean,
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah.
I mean, you haven't watched the whole thing, but you've not been particularly motivated to go out and finish watching it. So I feel like that's a review all by itself.
And like it had Nathan Lane
Yeah.
and
the cast was incredible.
Was it BB Newirth as Morticia?
Dear God, that is a stacked cast.
Yeah, that
and I
is.
was like, I should like this. Why don't I like it?
Yeah.
I love Nathan Lane. He's a beautiful human. There are some movies that don't quite work with.
True. Mouse Hunt.
When you're that far out there, it's just gonna happen because like the movie needs to support you, not the other way around.
I just want to mention Mouse Hunt again because it's one of my favorite films.
I mean, Birdcage for sharing. Oh
Oh,
Nathan
Birdie.
Lane.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nathan Lane's sandals in that entire movie are just perfect.
Can I get a Nathan Lane remake of The Hunt for Red October?
Ooh.
That movie's perfect as it is.
Wait. Is Nathan Lane Alec Baldwin or is he Sean Connery?
Connery, yeah.
Is he the submarine?
Yes.
Could he be the submarine?
Okay, both parts.
Fantastic.
Just have him be the Siri voice of the submarine, because they'd have to update it if they're going to remake it, right?
Incredible.